The Columbus City Council meeting for June 16th, 2025 will now come to order. A copy of the open meeting rules are posted in this meeting room. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Boakley,
Here.
Alarcon, here. Barr, Heemer, Jablonski,
Here.
Lopez, Polinsky,
Here.
Roth,
Here.
Schilling.
Here.
Mayor Boakley, the roll has been called.
Thank you. Mr. Council President.
Our Father, thank you for the opportunity to serve our fellow citizens. Please give us your wisdom and guidance to make the proper decisions entrusted to this governmental body. May our conduct show respect, honor, and courtesy to each other, as well as to all our citizens. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight over ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Need to remember to move the curtain further so we can see it. Good evening. I welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. If at any time during our council meeting this evening, anyone in our audience would like to come forward and address the council, we'd ask that you come to the podium, give your name, your address, and we'd ask that any comments you want to make would be to 5 minutes or less. Also, one quick comment before we get into it. I don't know if anybody in the audience is here for the fireworks discussion on the ordinance. Raise your hand if you are. All right, gals, John, you're welcome to leave if you'd like, because we are moving that. We're going to ask for a motion to move the third reading to the July 7th council meeting because we have such absenteeism tonight. It was a big enough discussion among our council members and from the community that we felt it was very important to try to have as many council members present as we could. And so we made that decision this morning when we had 2 excused absences going in, and then this morning a councilman called in sick for the day, and so it didn't make sense to do with 5 sitting council people. So if you want to enjoy the rest of our council meeting, you're sure welcome to stay. If not, we'll see you all back here on July 7th.
When is the motion going to be made to move it to July 7th?
The very last thing of the meeting. Okay. And you are welcome to leave, and we understand.
Yep.
See you, John.
Told you that's what he was here for.
All right. Getting that all out of the way, we'll move on now with our consent agenda.
Item 4, consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a City Council member or citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from consent status and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 4A, minutes of the June 2nd, 2025 City Council meeting. Item 4B, resolution number R 25-86, authorizing payment of various improvement projects. Item 4C, Finance Department report, and item 4D, payroll and bills on file. Mr. Mayor and council members, is there anything you'd like removed from consent?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the items on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to public hearings.
Item 7A, public hearing application from Husky Food Number 2 LLC, doing business as Sam's Food Mart for retail Class D liquor license located at 1257 26th Avenue, and Rashad Khan as manager.
Is there anyone here this evening that would like to speak against this public hearing? Anyone here this evening that would like to speak for this public hearing, or maybe identify themselves? We do have,
I do have a question
all
for
right, well, then,
the
they are here.
applicant,
Okay,
if he'd come forward.
please just give your name and your address, please.
Yeah, my name is Rashad Khan, and I have address 208 197th Street, Elkhorn, Nebraska.
I drove by the place yesterday, and I was unable really to identify which building it was. Can you tell me, are you north of the alley, south of the alley? Which building are you in?
I don't even know that. Yeah, it's
Next to Procopex, the gentleman said.
Next to Procopex, or
yes.
is it part of the Procopex building as it exists now?
Two separate, but connected to each other.
Okay. But I understand.
They're two separate buildings, but they're connected to each other.
Yep.
They're both next to each other. It's a leather store that they do
Yes.
all kind of leather and,
So it's the north part of what I consider the Procopex building?
I believe so, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, the south part's where they're working on
No.
shoe repair.
South. South. We're still not familiar with it, so.
Okay, all right. But it's south of the alley, that's
In that
fine.
vicinity, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Any other questions? No, thank you
Nope.
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I move the public hearing be closed.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Mr. Mayor, move a recommendation be made to the Nebraska Liquor Control Commission to approve the application of Husky Foods Number 2 LLC for a Class D liquor license and Rashad Khan as manager.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7B, public hearing application from Arbac Enterprises LLC for final plat of Reader's Second Subdivision. This is 4th Street and 7th Avenue vicinity. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Anyone here to speak against this public hearing? Anyone here to speak for this public hearing? Any questions for the individual? He happens to be here, but if there's no questions, there's no need. Any questions?
Mr. Mayor, move that public hearing be closed. Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 7B1, resolution number R25-87, approving the final plat and development agreement.
Mr. Mayor, I move resolution number R 25-87 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R25-87. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to reports of city offices. No, item,
Yep.
yeah.
Item 9A, update on the Nebraska Department of Transportation 23rd Street reconstruction project. My city engineer, Rick Bogus.
So all the water, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer now is complete in that phase 2. There's still some like inlets and stuff on storm sewer. Basically, the pipes are all done. So they're moving into the paving stage of it. So that's what you're seeing now. The subgrade preparation. That's why 26th Avenue is closed right now. Because what they're going to do is they're going to pave from west to east. So they'll pave from the west and easterly to just east past 26th Avenue. So 26th Avenue will be on that main line. They'll then come back and finish up 26th Avenue. It'll be about maybe 4 weeks or so, and that'll be back open. 26th Avenue will be back open, so you can cross north-south on it. So then they can eventually close 23rd Avenue, because they cannot have 23rd and 26th closed at the same time. So that's where they're at now. It's a little weather dependent, but they're in a pretty good situation right now to get done. Then they'll just complete it from there on out, like they had planned. I'd say by September, most of the paving should be open. There's still going to be work through November.
Awesome.
How far south on 26th Avenue are they going to go down to repair the?
Through that next intersection to the south.
To the next
Yeah,
intersection.
so to match that asphalt that's on that block south.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions? All right.
Okay, item 9A, update on Nebraska Department of Transportation Loop River Bridge, South Bridges project. Rick?
So they have most of the decking that is off, and they're, basically what they're doing now is preparing for, they're doing a couple things. They're preparing for the blast, I guess, if you will, in August. There's some things they need in stringers and things they need to get off on the deck before they can do some of that stuff. So that's what they're doing now. They're also preparing what they can on the temporary bridge, which is their construction bridge, is what that is. They're getting things ready on that end of it. Otherwise, the underpass is what they're working on, the Pawnee Park underpass. The underpass is closed right now, but it'll be opened by August 1st, because August 1st is when they can do some stuff on the bridge and get into the river because of environmental reasons. So they're on schedule, and so they're doing pretty well there as well.
Any questions for Mr. Bogus? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to new business.
Item 13A, appointment of Matt Trzynski to the Board of Airport Commissioners to fill the unexpired term of Brian Kenwood.
Council members, with your permission, the mayor would like to submit the following name for you for the appointment at the June 16, 2025 City Council meeting per council rules. Matthew Trzynski will be filling the unexpired term of Brian Kenwood until December 2025. Mr. Trzynski moved to Columbus in February 22 and currently serves as compliant officer at Columbus Bank and Trust Company. He has over 9 years of banking experience and previously worked at First National Bank of Omaha, Bank of the West in Omaha, Nebraska. He's held roles in customer care, retail banking, and fraud investigation. Originally from North Platte, he desires to get involved in the Columbus community. While he lacks airport experience, he's eager to learn and contribute to the board's advisory capacity. Council members, we entertain a motion for this appointment.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion approved.
Item 13B, application from Reef Development LLC and Highland Park Evangelical Church for preliminary plat of North Creek subdivision. This is 43rd Avenue, south of 38th Street. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Mr. Mayor, move the preliminary plat of North Creek subdivision be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the preliminary plat of the North Creek subdivision. Any discussion?
I think I've asked this question before. 43rd Avenue is not going to continue south at this time, is that correct?
Only to the south border of this development.
All right.
Thank you.
Any further questions regarding the development or the development individuals here if necessary, but otherwise, if everybody's comfortable. And he's even on time. Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. And that was brought up in a good way. I'm just giving you a hard time. Motion passes.
Item 13C, quote from Northland PCC Incorporated, doing business as Precision Concrete Cutting in the amount of $29,362 for Pawnee Park East and West trip hazard removals. This is CIP numbers 23-46 and 20-70.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quote from Precision Concrete Cutting for Pawnee Park trip hazard removal be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this. Any discussion?
What's a trip hazard?
I would imagine it's concrete out of whack, one up, one down, and you gotta level them out or replace them, is that?
Yep, mostly that's correct. So there's all requirements with the Americans with Disabilities Act, and so if that vertical displacement gets too large, and we can basically saw them off at a nice angle, and that's what they do.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 13D, comments from the mayor and city council members in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. No discussion may be held on this item.
Do we have any council member discussion this evening?
Not for me.
Seeing none, I will only add that it was extremely refreshing and rewarding to get the results from our 1% local option sales tax that was put to the vote of the people. We appreciate everybody that came forward with questions and concerns, and we're glad, certainly glad for the results and the ability to continue the growth of our community and the utilization of those very necessary funds. So, all right. We'll move on to resolutions.
Item 14A, resolution number R25-88, approving the professional services agreement with Burns McDonald Engineering Company Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $190,000 for the Loop River Bridge NHPA Section 106 Design Phase Services. This is CIP number 25-25.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R25-88 be approved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R25-88. Any discussion?
I think it'd be helpful to explain this to the public, what we're doing.
Sure, this is a requirement of the state project. It's because the bridge that's getting taken down is a historical landmark. So this Section 106 relates to mitigating the removal of that historic landmark. So 100% of the cost of this project is reimbursed by the state of Nebraska. But it's a project over in the park, and then like a landmark signage in the vicinity that talks about the old bridges and the previous ways of crossing the Loop River.
Okay. Any other discussion? Any questions? Thank you for that.
Yep.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Item 14B, resolution number R25-89, approving the professional services agreement between owner and architect with Erickson Sullivan Architects and Associates LLC in an amount not to exceed $44,000 for the Quail Run Golf Course Pro Shop Edition Design Phase Services. This is CIP number 25-40.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R25-89 be adopted.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 25-89. Any discussion? I would say that I think it'd be good to just give a brief update that this is the beginning of taking it to the public with some ideas. And I mean, you know.
Sure.
Please.
Doug, do you want to, or I can, it doesn't matter.
Doug Moore, Public Property Director, 2122 14th Street. Yeah, this is our opening. They're going to put together some concepts, some designs, talk to the golfing public, general public, to get their ideas on what they would like to see out at Quail Run. So that's kind of, well, we had 6 companies send out proposals. Very difficult decision. They're all very good. Came up with this company. We're really impressed with what they've done so far. They did some work in Lincoln on golf courses, so we're looking forward to the project.
And would it be fair to say right now we are in the what could stage and not the what would stage?
It's the total what could stage.
Right. I mean, I think that would be the point I want the public to understand, that, you know, we've got some great, we're looking for some great ideas.
Yeah, we want a lot of input from the public, and we know we got people out there that have some ideas, and we want to hear those ideas.
Okay. Any questions from the council? Thank you, Doug. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14C, resolution number R25-90, approving the amendment to the design-build agreement with BD Construction Incorporated in the guaranteed maximum amount of $249,888 for the Roselawn Cemetery Maintenance Building Addition. This is CIP number 25-39.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R25-09 be adopted.
Second?
Would you correct that? You said 09, it would be R25-90.
Excuse me.
So this,
Having a day.
this would be R25-90.
Yes, thank you.
Is your second still good? All right. We have a motion and a second to approve R25-90. Any discussion? Again, I would just ask, somebody want to just, okay, we're talking about a addition here or something, please just.
Yeah,
an
this
update.
is for Roselawn Cemetery, but it would be maintenance building for the city's cemeteries. It's a small addition and a little bit of renovation for office space.
Gotcha.
It will start this year, but it will finish next fiscal year.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the council? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14D, resolution number R25-91, approving the letter of agreement for professional engineering services with Wilson and Company Incorporated, engineers and architects, in an amount not to exceed $199,600 for the U.S. Highway 81 and 63rd Avenue traffic signal improvements design phase services. This is CIP number 25-26.
Mr. Mayor, move that resolution number R25-91 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R25-91. Any discussion?
Are we carrying the whole load, or is this one of those that we're splitting with somebody? Or?
It will be assessed in full after the project is complete. For right now, it will be funded with sales tax, and then once it's assessed, those payments will reimburse the sales tax fund.
Assessed to whom?
All the benefiting properties.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14E, resolution number R25-92, approving the proposal for professional services agreement with SRF Consulting Group Incorporated for quiet zone analysis for the downtown railroad area.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R25-92 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R25-92. Any discussion?
I would just add that it's for $39,228. That should have been in the agenda
All right.
item.
And I would add that for the public that doesn't understand the terminology, quiet zone, we are looking at the possibility of how could we make the trains not blow their whistles going through downtown Columbus. These are considered quiet zones. It would become a deal that we get together with UP and we'd work through things to make this happen if possible. I mean, there's a whole process we've got to go through, but I think the end result would be just to eliminate that horn tooting if we can make this happen. And I think the public would be we'd benefit from it, but that's what this is all about.
So we brought this proposal and not the railroad?
Yeah, we brought this proposal and the railroad would be brought into it. This proposal came up last year as a CIP because of the viaduct discussion going down.
This is a capital improvement project that also isn't listed here, but it is a downtown UPR grade separation and beautification item in our CIP plan.
I mean, it might sound really simple that you could just get an agreement with UP and say, don't blow your horn. That, the problem we run into is there's federal guidelines of what they have to do, what they can do, and what is required. And the technology that needs to be put into the tracks and around your intersections is quite expensive. And, so what this is all about is coming up and explaining all of that to us and talking about what it could be and coming up with dollar amounts of what it would be, and then working with Union Pacific to try to get some cooperation from them.
So how is this going to handle the trains when they stop for hours at a time?
It doesn't.
It won't.
So why are we spending this kind of money?
Because I think there's a lot of people that would like not to have the whistles blow when the train's not stopped, but zooming through town.
Right, it would just address the quiet zone. The Union Pacific Railroad has certain standards that a community has to meet in order for the trains to not blow their horns. And that's what this study is solely looking at, is what are some options that the city could implement in order for the trains to not blow their horns anymore at those two intersections that still have at-grade crossings.
I still think our money would be better spent to figure out how they'd stop blocking the intersections.
Well, if you could come up with a way to do that, I
Well,
would
I'm just
agree.
saying, and we're spending this money not knowing that it's even going to happen. I guess that's a little concerning. We don't even know if they're going to be on board. We're going to spend and study this, and then we're going to still have the same problem with a blocked intersection for hours at a time.
Certainly could.
And from my understanding, you get into those quiet zones and you can't get out of them.
Well, that's part of what we'll find out from some of this study. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the particulars. So, I mean, talking about train blockage is a totally different discussion than talking about a quiet zone. I understand where you're coming from, and we've had those discussions, and we constantly communicate our frustration to UP. Other than telling you that we constantly communicate our frustrations to Union Pacific and that they tell us they'll work on it, I don't have any other answer for you.
There's a concrete barrier that comes down the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, so
And
you're stuck.
On both sides.
Yeah, so
For I don't know how many feet, but it's.
Well, that's part of how they have to design it.
Keep it so nobody goes around the
Right.
So
the gates. That's a big factor.
So you'll be pinned in.
So, okay.
All right. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, we do have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to ordinances on their third reading. I would entertain a motion to move the third reading of ordinance, or do you want to do that?
I do
I'm sorry.
need to technically
Okay,
say
thank
that
you.
item 17A is ordinance number 25-08, which is to amend the city code sections regarding fireworks discharge dates and times, sale dates, to update the required signage for all sale locations to coincide with changes in the effective date of August 1st, 2025. The council is short 3 members tonight, so the decision was made to ask for a recommendation to continue this final reading and vote to the July 7th city council meeting, which is at 6 p.m.
All right, can I have that motion to move?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to move the third reading of ordinance number 25-08 to the July 7th, 2025 council meeting at 6 p.m. Any comments from our city attorney?
I believe 14E had
4 votes for yes, 1 for no, so that would not pass.
All right.
It's not an ordinance.
It's 5 votes for a resolution according to our local rules.
Oh, ordinance and resolution? Okay. So then the mayor would have to be the 5th vote, or he doesn't vote?
He can vote under the changes to the law in the last couple of years to become that 5th vote,
Okay.
if he wanted to.
So if the mayor can vote on item 14E, the approval of resolution number R25-92, the mayor votes in favor.
So then it passes, because that was 5 affirmative.
I think that's 16,404.
Okay, apologize for that mistake.
Okay.
All right,
So now back to,
back-
is there a motion?
Yeah. We would need a motion to, no, we did have the motion. No further discussions on moving it to the 7th. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.